Excellent. Just gonna set up the broken tripod as best as possible. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I just did an audio test and it went quite well. And yeah, I'm proud of myself for doing the audio. Oh, I say without speaking into the microphone. Okay, let me just set this up properly, or at least somewhat properly. Hello, 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 hello. Okay, here we are. Whew, what a day. I just had some frustrating experiences. I tried to buy a calling card and it was online and I accidentally bought 2 instead of 1. I almost thought that I'd bought 3 instead of 1, but I think it was 2, but still very frustrating and not, yeah, it was frustrating. And then I was trying to schedule some appointments for mental health, and the red tape and bureaucracy around accessing that and around being able to request specifically somebody who is supportive of my needs as a transgender person was stressful and frustrating. But ultimately, I think that I was able to get to request, like, I still don't have any appointments, but I think I'm one big step closer to it, and I'm proud of myself for that. Grateful that I can have access to mental health support because I need that. And makes me think about this person. I was going to call her a woman because she's a woman and she's a person. But it feels so, I don't know why it feels different to say a woman or a person, and then to share something about my interactions with her. Because I met this person, woman. I can't tell which one would be the right word to use. Sometimes it feels complicated how to choose which language and what that says about me, what that says about her, if I call her a person, if I call her a woman. I don't want to say her name, but I met this person. We were riding the bus at the same time and got off the bus at the same time and ended up chatting because we were walking in the same direction. We had a nice chat, shared contact information, ended up texting a little bit and meeting up again. And I told her that I'm in therapy, and her response was, as if I had said that there's something really wrong with me, was basically how I felt. I think what she said was, "Are you okay?" or something, like as if it meant that there was a serious problem. And I guess people do go to therapy because we have serious problems. And the fact that we go to therapy is not a problem. It's actually something to be celebrated and respected, and I think received with a positive response, as opposed to a, like, what's wrong with you? Was how I felt from her response. And I haven't had a lot of interactions with this person, but I think it was just the day of the bus, and then it was this day that we were supposed to have some sort of a party, but what ended up happening was the opposite of a party, and there was a lot of stress and a lot of yelling. It wasn't directed towards me, but it was directed towards her mother. It was very awful. And I ended up staying around her in order to try to protect her mother from her. And yeah, it was a pretty terrible experience, and I don't want to hang out with her again. Why am I sharing this story? Oh yeah, because of her response to me saying that I was in therapy. It was very much like, you have some serious stuff to work through. And I think we all have some serious stuff to work through. Yeah. And I like to talk about mental health. I like to talk about the fact that I do work on myself. I do work on my mental health, and I am grateful to be able to have access to therapy. And I think everybody has some sort of a relationship with mental health, even if that relationship is one based on silence and shame and deep disconnection, which hopefully isn't the case. Although, because we live in a world that is so deeply disconnected in terms of our understanding of what it is to live, what it is to love, I fear that most people might never actually know what love is and the magic of love. And when I speak about love, I'm talking about it inspired by the work of Bell Hooks, who wrote All About Love. And it's about connection. It's about showing up. It's not about needing to be perfect, but about empathy, presence, listening, sharing space. I'm not sure if that's exactly how she spoke about it, but it's meaningful and it's powerful. And I think love can be magical and transformative. And I love love. I value love. And there are so many ways that we can practice love. And during this extended period of me not having any relationships in the traditional understanding of what it is to have a romantic relationship, I've been practicing love on a spiritual level, and love in this time traveling, sharing space with this intention of transformation, with this intention of being, playing, transforming, creativity, empathy. I think that it's possible to feel energetically connected without needing to touch somebody skin to skin. And through these heart to hearts, I do feel deeply emotionally connected to myself as well as beyond. And I love these journeys, these spiritual journeys. And yeah, I wanted to thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing this space, for sharing this empathy. I feel like you have a lot of empathy. I'm sensing it as we travel through time and space and make the most of this moment. And I'm grateful for the empathy. I'm grateful for the intention and the patience and the presence. Yeah. So many people believe in things that we can't see, myself included. And this we can see, or at least some aspects of this I can see. Some aspects of this are beyond what I can see, but they're things that can be felt. And some of them are things that we can feel, and maybe we can try to name with language. And also maybe if we're speaking in English, there might not be the vocabulary to express what it is that we are experiencing in some of these moments. I wonder how being conditioned to speak English has shaped my brain, how it has shaped my relationship with myself, my relationship with my body, my relationship with my pleasure. How much of a struggle it has been for me to say certain words out loud. And even today, I was spelling out a few words. SEX, I spelled out instead of saying it. What was the other one? I don't remember. But there are so many words that can be difficult for us to say out loud. And the shame of pleasure for English speakers compared to people who have a different way of understanding what it is to love, what it is to make love, what it is to make fuck. I wonder how sex would be different if I wasn't so heavily dependent on the English language And if I wasn't so assimilated into this culture, yeah, whew, I would like to invite us to go on a journey and to connect with nature, to go into what is beyond these four walls, and to make the most of this moment and practice being being gratitude for the little things. Would you like to join me on a journey into nature? Woo. And let me see if I can play some music. Oh, I had cued the music before, but it appears that it's not there. Okay. What to do? What to do? What to do? Do you want to be in nature, or do you want to be here? I'm listening to my body, and I'm feeling some back pain. I think some gentle movement would actually be good. Okay, I'm going to get ready to take this outside. Woo! Okay, it's just going to take a minute to transition. The audio quality is going to go down because I'm going to not bring this technology.